This story comes from Reason.com. Trump is flat out lying about the 60 Minutes interview with Harris. Like, nobody cares about the 60 Minutes interview. Except for Trump.
He's suing for billions of dollars.
He's suing CBS about an interview that was edited because all interviews are fucking edited when they go on fucking like TV. They're edited. That's normal. Like, and CBS was like, yeah, we're not releasing the full fucking thing because we're just not doing it. Like, we're journalists and we're not going to be forced to do it. Go get a court order. They went and got a court order. They got the full tape, and Trump is trying to blow it up into something. There's literally nothing there.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
So
there never was. Fucking Harris lost, and he's freaking out about election fraud. And it's like, bro, you won. It didn't, nothing, there was nothing here. This is all just like a distraction.
Yeah, he's just a gigantic baby. That's what it is. He's just a gigantic baby. But even, so first off, Reason.com, not a fucking, your bastion of liberal thought, not a lefty publication. They're like, there's nothing here. What are you talking about? Essentially what happened is they had a question that they asked her. They released her answer for it as a preview. Then later, when they played 60 Minutes, they released another answer for the same question. It turns out that was the second part of her answer. So there's a half answer that she answers that was in the preview, and the other half got in the full piece that was later on put as the actual interview. And even in the article, they're like, you got a chance. It's not like they were trying to hide anything. They showed it as a preview. It's not like they didn't show the thing that they didn't edit stuff out. They actually put it out as a preview. So he's lying about this, and there's so many people who buy this. They buy his side of this story. They never bother to look into it at all. Again, I listen to other show. I do that other show. I listen to Joe Rogan now on occasion. I'll listen to like one episode a week, and he is 100% into this. He thinks it's an absolute disgrace that she was that they highly edited this interview, is what he said. And you're like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. You literally have no idea what you're talking about. This is what they do with interviews, and it's not edited in the sense that you're thinking, where they sort of take something from over here that sounded better and put it here. No, they took the two things she said, they put one in the preview, and it's literally the same paragraph. If you look on the script, because they did a transcript, you could see it's the same fucking paragraph where they got part of one answer and part of the other, and what's above it is the question the guy asked. So both of those things are the answer to the question. They just decided to choose the other one when it ran. And even in this Reason.com article, the guy's like, I don't like either answer. They're not really good answers to this person, right? So, so you could argue that, but you can't argue that they were somehow being more favorable to her because they specifically chose one part over another.
Yeah, this is part of the flood the zone process.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're
that's
not
happening
wrong.
right now.
Yeah.
Right. And it's important to see it for that. It's important to be like, yeah, this is because, like, if you get this constituency whipped up about this thing, and you get that constituency whipped up about the other thing, and another one whipped up about the other one, then you can do all the important stuff while they're distracted.
Well, and it does the one thing that Trump wants, which is discredit the media.
Yeah.
It does one thing.
Oh, yeah.
It does the one thing that Trump very much wants, and it's the thing that all of his disciples are doing too, which is discredit the media as much as you can and as often as you can.
Yeah, well, and that's super important that we say that, because we are at a low point in American trust with legacy media. That's a real fucking problem.
Yeah.
And I know that legacy media is imperfect. I totally get that. But fucking like random blogger is not better.
Yeah.
Random fucking YouTuber is not better. It's worse. It's objectively worse. No matter how bad you don't like legacy journalism, I totally get that. There are problems there. But like the point of dismantling our trust in that media, if you've bought into that narrative, that is so they can get away with shit and not be held accountable. That's what that's about.
Yeah. And the very fact that Trump is suing legacy media over this shows you there's a mechanism in place already for you to dispute the things that they say. There's already a mechanism in place for you to go after them. So this idea that they say, oh, well, they just lie all the time. It's like, well, if they did that, then they would be in court like they are now with Trump when he's trying to sue them. And this isn't, well, at least it shouldn't go anywhere. So you know, like this sort of thing shouldn't, the only way it's going to go anywhere, and this is the worst part about this whole thing, and this has already happened, is that they may capitulate to him and give him a settlement so that they don't get kicked out of the room when it comes time for who's going to actually be allowed in that room.
Yeah.
And we've already seen that happen with other news organizations. So they may settle, and then he'll use that as a way to again continue to discredit them, even though they didn't do anything wrong and they would probably win the case.
Yeah, and you're not wrong about that at all. If they settle, he'll paint that as a win. It'll look like a win. The optics will be exactly the same as a win. There's no difference. CBS can't afford to do this. They can't afford to settle. They will be like chopping their own feet out from underneath them. And I know I get on my fucking hobby horse about this all the time, but I just want you guys to consider how important it is for us to rebuild trust in media at this specific point in our technological history. We are at a place and a time where it has never been easier, and it will never ever get harder to create realistic, fake, numerous and prolific videos, audio clips, pictures, etc. of things that never fucking happened, and of people saying things that never fucking occurred. It has never been more urgent to have fact checking. It has never been more urgent to have quality journalists who understand how to do that work. That's not work that you just intuitively know how to do. You go to school to learn that for a fucking reason on how to do that. It's never been more important, and we're at a place where two things are happening simultaneously, which are both poisoning the information ecosystem from different angles. And it could really fuck us up.